You could strive. I guess I could put notes in here about what my talks are about. I guess you would just say it's just social observation. I think I made that up. But anyway, so it's early, but I'm a little tired. You know what I was thinking? Like that old story about. I guess there's two stories about when the white man showed up. But there's the one where when they came out of their boats, they were packed in like sardines coming in, and so they let them out on their boats, and they just, these people have been in London and Paris and in Spain in their jails for a couple of generations, so they don't know anything about how foods prepared, where it's come from. They're not getting educated or anything, and so like because that was right around the Dark Ages that they started coming over here right after. Anyway, and so like if you just imagine that the same thing that they said about black people being in slave ships stacked in there like sardines, imagine instead that it was actually white people that came over here from Europe in these ships. And like New York, like in Hell's Kitchen, they used to have signs as late as like the 60s, no Irish. And like I knew a lot of them. They were like they sold their kids or sold themselves, instead of just calling it slavery, indentured slavery. So you can imagine that even in slavery time, right? That like before Abraham Lincoln, that for them to have bought their way out of slavery, they must have been giving a living wage, such as capitalists is today. But anyway, that's an old story, and we couldn't give away anything that might be top secret, like, there were people here and they just, destroyed their culture and their ways. And if you could get the kids away from their mom, or get their mom in such a way where she is no longer feeling as a human, but as a object of want, lust, or need, you know what I'm saying? It takes away from the reality of what would make a person happy. And I know like a lot of times, like the way the world is with the carbon problem that we have, the greenhouse effect that it's having on stuff, that we don't really want to go and do anything different, because like especially like now that we have the Republicans, they are like the type that are like very judgmental. It's like, this is the only way we could do it, so that the corporates can make money. And you would think that they would probably figure out a way that, well, I guess you can't. There is a way to get, because electricity is in the air. There is a way to just draw electricity out, but we can't put a meter on it. I guess you would have to use a bat like a magnet and some copper wires and stuff like that. Electricity can be made, but as long as we keep our kids, sort of like not learning and not seeing a connection to nature itself, then these things must be bought. And it's not like you can really grow stuff like that. Like around here, you know what I'm saying, you really, anyway. But I mean, anyway, I can't remember the story. It's an old story. And you imagine in this story that they actually had trains here that they were building. And the story goes is that the Pinkertons, which was like, well, nowadays I guess it's a private investigator, but back then they were an assassinate group. They would go around and do assassination, and they were killing the China guys. And what the story goes is that like, once the white guy goes, we know everything there is, about the trains. We don't need these people anymore, because who knows? They did the job, so like expendable. They didn't want that Asian, they what I'm saying, they didn't want any other mammal or animal, human or female, rising to where, they, in their mind was power, and I see now if you look down at the ones that they're trying to control, like the police and the court systems and all this, but anyway, it's chaos. So anyway, just a nighttime thoughts. Like that, maybe that, the only thing that really is, lucky for me, nobody really listens, right? The only thing that the top secret, which should be is, like, I'm declassifying it now, that actually the white people came over here as slaves, and when they came off the ships, they just started, killing and massacre, raping and pillaging, sort of like the Great Crusades, like the Same War. It's the Great Crusades where the Christian Union soldiers went raping, pillaging, and robbing, and anyway. So they just storm out. Okay, now fast forward a little while. Like, okay, you got all these guys here, right? These men went through puberty, the longboat ride. They got in the military young, so they went through puberty around men. So what's the big plan? Bring women over here. You ever seen Gunsmoke? Okay, where they cleared out the whole West and everything and killed all the buffalo. Well, they don't say they in the gun West, but anyway, you see how, like, all at once the women there, like Kitty Russell, okay, and I only seen the show like not like, cause it was like 17 years it ran and rerun, and but I only seen it like a couple times at my cousin's house, cause they watch the same shows over and over again. They bought into all the propaganda. It's devastated our family. But anyway, she died. The actress actually that played Kitty West, she died of AIDS. But if you notice that all the men, were single pretty much, and they would go to the saloon for women, and if they married the women, off they went to church and put on all these clothes and covered themselves up worse than somebody in a burqa. But anyway, I'm gonna get ready for bed. A few things I want to do. But anyway, to all a good night, and we'll see how well, the Republicans ain't planning on doing a damn thing anyway. They're planning on showing that their power is the, what I'm saying. Well, their special emphasis is getting a lot of money from, like, the Koch brothers, Exxons, and other big corporations that now are, getting their big tax break. You see, I'm still going through transitions and remodeling. I'm almost done with the other room now. Anyway, I'll be happy. So anyway, good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bugs bite. If they do, hit them with a shoe until they're black and blue.